and welcome back to Installation 00, and it's Wednesday, which means it's time to look at the weapons of the Halo universe. So let's enter into the Armory, where all weapons from Halo lore will be featured and analysed in detail, and in this episode, we take a closer look at the Disruptor. Let's begin. The Psycat Workshop Disruptor, also known as the Voltcaster, is an automatic pistol developed by the Jurulhane-led Psycat Workshop and manufactured by the Armory of Reckoning. Utilised by the Banished during the battle for Zeta Halo, this weapon fires electric surge bolts that attach to targets, delivering shock damage over time and capable of disabling vehicles. The Disruptor is an intimidating Jurulhane-designed pistol built to incapacitate and immobilise targets. Specialising in shock damage weapon archetypes, the Psycat Workshop pioneered the use of small active dynamo munitions that can attach to both enemy infantry and vehicles, where it can discharge high output current to an attached target. When these projectiles are applied in great enough number and proximity, they can detonate to cause an extraordinary amount of heavy shock damage, capable not only of incapacitating infantry targets, but also of shutting down vehicles or equipment. The Disruptor proved invaluable to Banished infiltration packs, using the weapon's capabilities to eliminate an opponent's technological advantage long enough for shock troops to rush in and overwhelm their position. The Disruptor measures a conservative 65 cm or 25.5 inches in length, and is a fully automatic pistol that delivers similar shock damage to the dynamo grenades and shock rifle. Although the individual rounds deal a little damage to a target, 3 shots to the same target can initiate damage over time, an effect that drains shields first before draining health. The weapon is also capable of disabling vehicles after several hits, and is often seen being wielded by high-ranking Ungoi, Kigyar, and used as a backup weapon for Jurulhane snipers. The Disruptor fires small dynamo munitions that deal electric shock damage over time. Voltaic weapons represent some of the only remaining technology used during the Jurulhane's rich technological age prior to the nuclear global war that left their homeworld of Doizak in utter devastation. The resurgence of these weapons speaks to the Jurulhane's industriousness and eagerness to reclaim the power and influence they once wielded. Not much is known about the particulars of this re-emerging Jurulhane Voltaic munition type, but much can be inferred. The suggestion is that each projectile from the Disruptor is a small dynamo. A dynamo is a device that converts mechanical energy into electrical energy, producing direct current. Dynamos work by using a commutator to change the connections of a coil of wire that rotates around a magnet. This creates a changing magnetic field which induces an electromotive force in the wire, generating an electric current. From this, we may be able to infer the projectiles are small dynamos that are electromagnetically fired from the Disruptor via electrically excited rails. The projectiles may be designed to either be spun by rifling on the rails, through polarized electromagnetic fields, or through aerodynamics. This spinning action would then generate the gyroscopic effect and thus the rotational energy needed to move the internal mechanisms of the munition, effectively turning each fired round into a tiny generator, with the moving parts being internal to the munition's casing. Upon striking a target, the dynamo munition would adhere to the target via electromagnetism or through direct penetration of the tissues, where its outer casing would then stop rotating, but allowing the internal mechanism to continue spinning and thus continue generating electricity, discharging its built-up high current electrical charge into the target until its internal mechanism finally comes to a stop. The presence of more than one round on a target may have a positively reinforcing effect whereby the electromagnetic field of each round keeps the others spinning for longer, compounding their high current voltaic fields and dealing more substantial shock damage over time, and with enough of these rounds, cause a powerful shock burst with electromagnetic pulse effects associated with their actions. The Disruptor has one major variant, the Calcine Disruptor, a modified variant of the Disruptor that fires delayed detonation rounds, though with a decreased magazine capacity from 10 to 7. Unlike the normal Disruptor, the Calcine variant can disable enemy vehicles in one shot. During the battle for Zeta Halo, the Ungoi known as Bip-Bap carried a Calcine Disruptor. The Disruptor has some very clear advantages. Successive hits initiate a damage over time effect, draining shields and health, and approximately 7 hits can disable vehicles via EMP, and is very effective at short to mid-range engagements. However, it does come with notable disadvantages. With a limited magazine capacity and diminished damage when compared to other handguns, while the Disruptor can cause damage over time, this still gives an adversary time to fight back before succumbing to their injuries, meaning depending on how close the user is to the target, how resilient the target is, and what weapons they're carrying, the user could find themselves falling before their target does. The Psycat Workshop Disruptor exemplifies the Banished's innovative approach to weaponry, integrating electrical damage and EMP capabilities to disrupt enemy operations effectively. It'll be interesting to see, with continued development, what technologies from the Julhane's deep past they will revive to up armour and resupply and bolster their ranks on the front line. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, consider hitting the subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on future content, and hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. It really does help the channel out significantly. Feel free to pop a comment below on anything you'd like me to cover next, and before signing off I just want to give a shout to my Patreon supporters, Spartan10148, my singular contender class ancilla, Falcon, Jordan and Poseidon, the metarchs of my facility, Sylphia, Ashley, Esoteric, Spartan 1029 and Chris Allen, my dutiful monitors, Darian, Legion, Labrat, Spartan 137, Chris, Element 0, J3, Mr. Keys, Gunslinger Cult, Evermore's Personal Devil, Scion Esports, and Saber, my diligent sub-monitors, my dominating fleet of Strato Sentinels, and my loyal enforcers, and all other patrons who continue to support the channel. I can't thank you guys enough. Big props to my Tier 0 YouTube members, Spartan 137, Talia, Fenrir, Bornstella, and Jimbo, and all other YouTube members keeping the installation running on that glorious vacuum energy. And if you really love what I'm doing here, consider supporting the channel via the links in the description. Much love, take it easy, and find peace in the domain.